So welcome everybody to our team call. So today I want to really just take everything back to the basics and talk about the 3 vital behaviors, because basically this business is all about becoming really good at these 3 to 5 things and just doing them every single day. So I was listening to this book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, which is an excellent book. If you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest it. And in it, he described it in this way that totally made sense to me. So he said, imagine that you go to the hospital, right? Like somebody's been in a big car accident and you show up and you're lying on the operating table and you have scratches all over your face and like your bones sticking out of your leg. And, sorry if that grosses you out, but the doctor basically is not going to address any of those. Like the very first thing he's going to do is look at your vital signs. So he's going to check your heart rate. He's going to check your blood pressure, your temperature, all these different things, because all the rest of what's going on doesn't matter if those aren't happening, if those aren't in place. Like he's not going to need to save your leg if your blood pressure is so low that it's not getting blood to that area. And it's kind of a weird way to think about it, but the vital behaviors to our business are like your vital signs to your body. So if you're not doing them each and every day, your business isn't going to grow. So you have to make sure that those are your number one priority each and every day, because especially as a new coach, it's really easy to get distracted and to get sort of stuck up in all the fluff of this business that you forget these vital behaviors. And I remember when I was a new coach and Jesse would tell me, it's all about the vital behaviors. And I would think, yeah, like you can't grow a mega business doing these vital behaviors every day. And I kept waiting for this other door to open and for her to be like, oh, surprise, it wasn't actually about that all along. But the longer and longer I'm in this and the more and more top coaches I talk to, they all say the same thing. It's about the vital behaviors and it's about doing them each and every single day. And I kind of had this aha moment. I felt a little silly because I've been a coach for like a year and a half. But in that book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, he's saying in each and any business that you're in, there's going to be 3 things that you need to identify that are vital to your business. No matter what business you're in, there's going to be 3 things, and it's your job to get really good at them. And as he's going through it, I'm like, oh, it's the vital behaviors. Oh my gosh, maybe Beachbody knows what they're doing when they actually name them the vital behaviors. So in case you don't know already, our 3 vital behaviors, and I actually think that there's 5, so I'm going to talk about all 5 of them today. But the 3, according to Beachbody, are inviting, being a product of the product, and personal development. So I don't know if you guys all watched Jesse's call where she talks about the importance of personal development, but I honestly would put that as your number 1 on your list. Before anything else, you've got to do personal development. And I say that because in the beginning, it's really easy to put that at the bottom of your list because you don't see this immediate return. I remember in the beginning thinking, oh, I'll do that later. I would rather send out 5 invites because that's 5 people I'm going to start talking to, and that's 5 people that I can help. And I would put personal development to the side, which means I would not do it every day and maybe a couple times a week. I didn't take it seriously. But as I got further and further into this business, I noticed any time that I was struggling was when I was neglecting doing personal development. And any time that my business was booming was when I was really dialed in and really invested in personal development. So I can't speak highly enough of doing personal development every day. And make sure that you find something that you truly connect with, something that really speaks to you. Because I also made the mistake in the beginning of thinking okay, everybody says this is the most amazing book. And I paid, my money for it. And I start reading it and I get a couple chapters in and it just wasn't speaking to me. For whatever reason, it wasn't resonating with me. but I would feel like I had to keep reading it because it was supposed to be great, you know, and I'd spent money on it and I should do it. And so then guess what happened? I would start neglecting my personal development because I wasn't excited to read it. So be okay with moving on if it doesn't speak to you. If you're not reading it like and saying, yes, 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 like this is what I need. This is totally talking to me right now. Put it aside and go for something else. Feel free to reach up to your upline or up to me if you have anything that you're struggling with specifically, you know, whether it's like time management or leadership skills or personal relation skills or, you know, confidence issues, anything like that. And we are more than happy to suggest personal development for you. For me now, I try and find any moment of my days where I can plug into personal development. So I know I've told you guys this a lot. I started out reading books, but, you know, I'm a busy mom. And how often do I have like an hour to sit down and read a book? You know, never. So I get mine all on audio now. And I just put my earphones in if I'm folding laundry, doing dishes, driving the kids. Sometimes it drives them crazy, but I'm like, hey, I'd rather you be listening to personal development than, you know, the radio, right? So that's what we're listening to. And so I just find different ways to get it in. And even if it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there, that's half an hour every single day. I will even do it when I'm working out. So if I know the workout really well, I'll just mute the trainer and listen to personal development while I'm doing it. Can't do it with hammer and chisel though, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But anyways, so personal development, number one, is very, very important. Find something that you really connect with that really speaks to you, because what we're trying to do is not easy. You know, we all have these great big goals, which is awesome, but the person that you are today is not the person that you need to become to reach those goals. So I can't tell you how much I have changed from where I was when I first began as a coach to where I am now. And the majority of that is because of personal development. It's because of listening to these books and to reading these books and watching these videos and being exposed to the incredible people who put this material together and then actually applying it. You know, it's not enough to just read through the book. You have to then actually apply it to your life, because, or else you might as well not even bother, right? So personal development can be hard. You know, it can make you sometimes look at things inside of you that you're not proud of. It can make you look back to things that may have happened in your childhood that are holding you back and actually look at those issues. And that can be hard, but it's also extremely liberating, and it can allow you to grow in ways that you never imagined possible. So personal development, find something you love, do it every day. Okay, the next one that I feel is really important, that's actually not on the 3 vital behaviors list, but it's adding friends every single day, making new connections. Right now, especially as a new coach, before you have a really big team, you should be spending the majority of your time in making new relationships and finding new people to connect with and finding new people to talk to. Because if you only stick with your network of people that you know right now, you're gonna eventually run out of people, right? I mean, when I started as a coach, I think I had like 200 friends on Facebook. I was not a social media person. I used it to share pictures of my children with relatives, and that was about it. I did not have any idea that you could run a business through social media. So it's really important to every single day be adding new people that you can talk to. And you want to think of it sort of like a big funnel. So you have your funnel, right? You have the top part that's the widest, and then it's going to go all the way down until there's this little spot like where it's going to go through. And think of the top of your funnel like where all your new people are coming in. And the bottom of your funnel is the people who you've gone through all the conversations with. They're ready to sign up. They're excited. And it's just the final few conversations it's going to take until they're ready to join you. And most people, when they get a few people down into their bottom of their funnel, they'll totally stop doing any and all of the other actions, and they'll focus all their attention on these 3 people. And everything else that's happening up here goes away because they're like, oh, I've got 3 people in my funnel. I'm set. This is awesome, right? And they stop doing everything. When the majority of the time, you actually need to be focusing on always adding new people into your funnel. Don't ever stop. So I wanted to give you 3 different ways today, like 3 different ways that I find people to add in. And the first one is simply sending new friend requests every day. So you can go into your mutual friends, like friends and friends on Facebook, and you can send them friend requests. And I definitely like to screen people first, like you want to look and see, do you have friends in common? Does this look like somebody who you would relate to, somebody who you would like to have a conversation with? If they do, send them a friend request. And then every day I go back into my recently added friends and I send them a message. And it's very brief. It's just, like, hi, thanks for accepting my friend request. I'll say maybe a sentence or 2 about how we might know each other and ask them a question. And this is just to get to know people. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're not trying to sign them up. You just want to get to know them. So you want to ask them questions about their life, be interested in who they are, and just start those conversations. Another way you can do it is you can set up a like page. So, a lot of you might have found me through my like page, and that's a great way to meet new people. A great way to do that is to set up your like page and boost a post. And we can talk about that in a whole different conversation. That's Facebook ads and boosting is a whole nother thing, but just know that that's another option out there. And then when people like your page, you can send them a friend request with a message. And now there's a third way that some people really like, because if you feel like nervous or shy about sending people you don't know friend requests, there's actually a third way that you can make, or you can have people send you friend requests. So what you can do is think about, say, 5 to 10 things that you really like. So it could be like, if you like to shop, it could be brands that you like or people that you like. It could be, anything like that would have a like page on Facebook. And then you're going to go and find that like page. And you want it to be something that has a lot of traction on it already. So there's lots of people who are typically commenting and participating on this page. And then you're going to go in every day and you're going to find a message thread, or not a message thread, sorry, a comment, like somebody posted and there's a bunch of comments. And you're going to go in and just find about 20 comments of people who you like, So same thing, you might want to do a little screening, pre-screening. You can just hover over their name and check out their profile pic, check out their cover photo, and see what they're about. You can tell a ton about people just by looking at those 2 things. So if they look like somebody who you would relate to and somebody who you might have things in common with, you can like their comment and actually comment below on their comment. So you can say something like, hey, Susie, I totally agree with what you said. And then add something of value. So beyond just saying, I liked it, say why you liked it or how you related to it or why you agree with what she said or he said on the comment. And then you'll actually be surprised that quite a few people will send you a friend request because you showed interest in them and what they had an interest, they will in turn send you a friend request. So if you're feeling a little bit hesitant about just friending people that you don't know, this is a great way to actually have people start coming to you. And then when they send you a friend request, then you can start a conversation in the same way as you would if they had accepted your request. And you're just starting a conversation and just getting to know them. And you'll find as you are interested in them and you ask questions about them, they are going to in turn ask questions about you. And they're going to start following you. They're going to start looking at your page and seeing what you're doing. And so it's really an easy way to steer the conversation and to talk about what you are doing as a health and fitness coach. And I like to just keep the conversation very casual. If they ask me what I'm doing, I will tell them what I'm doing, but then I don't try and jump all over them and, be like, join my team, I'm a coach, because some people might get a little turned off by that. I definitely messed up a lot in the beginning with people. I would get really excited and talk way too much about myself, or I get really excited and invite them to something before I even knew if it would be a good fit for them, just because I would get really excited about it. So you don't want to be that type of person, right? Who how would it feel if somebody sent you a friend request and then they message you, join my team or join my challenge group? It's going to be like, oh, thanks. So you only sent me a friend request to sell me something, and that's not at all what we want to be about. So make sure you have conversations with people. You slow it down and you find out about them and what their interests are and what's going on in their life. And then if you can offer a solution to something they're struggling with, that's when you can invite people. So moving on to finding friends to the invite process, because it's kind of a good segue to move into. So if you can see that if you're always adding new friends and you're always having these conversations, then every day you're going to have people that you can send invitations to, either to the challenge group or to the coaching opportunity. And it doesn't have to be a lot. We have the power of 3 document, and there's only space for 3 names on that sheet. So if you don't have that already, it's in our new training coach system, and it's also in the team page under files section. And it is an awesome way to keep track and make sure that you're doing these 5 things every single day. So with these conversations that you're having with people, then it's really easy to invite them to something, whether you think the coaching opportunity would be a good fit for them or a challenge group would be a good fit for them. And don't worry about trying to come up with all the right words. I used to stress about that so much. I wanted to have the perfect script. I figured if I could just say it just right, then it would be so much better. And that would actually cause me to not invite people because I felt like I didn't know how to explain everything. When in reality, the more casual you keep it, the better the response that you're going to get because it feels less pressure on them. So if it's a coaching invite, you can just say something like, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but have you ever thought about being a coach like me? As I think you would be awesome at it for XYZ reasons. And that's it. You don't have to explain everything that you're doing. You don't have to tell them in 3 paragraphs like I have done before why it's so awesome. Because that's what our live events are for. So all you need to do is ask people the question. Ask them if they're interested. If they say yes, that's awesome. Come back with enthusiasm and support and excitement and invite them to join our next live event. So this is why we do these live events. So you don't have to worry about how you're going to share about this, how you're going to tell them about, what we do every day and how people get compensated and how they sign up. You don't need to worry about any of that. All you need to do is ask them a question. Would you be interested in learning more? Or you can ask them, of course, if you want to join a challenge group. And if they do and they want more information, that's awesome. But slow down again and ask them why they're interested. What are their goals? What do they struggle with? Because we have, a whole library of incredible programs. And how are you going to know what's going to best help them if you don't ask them what they're struggling with first? So that's the invite process. Also really important to do every single day. And then following up. So I'm sure you've all heard this, the fortune is in the follow-up. And it's absolutely true. The longer and longer that you're a coach, the more and more you'll find that a lot of people need to watch you for a while. A lot of people will say no initially. And I'm not sure. I don't know. Now's not not a good time, or I don't have the money, or, they'll give you a lot of excuses, but it never means no forever. It just means no, not right now. And so you say, you know, that's totally fine. And you follow up with them again a month later, and a month after that, and a month after that. And so many people, number one, appreciate you following up with them, because that means that you care about them and that you're thinking about them and you're remembering them and you're coming back and saying, hey, like, I know you were really excited about this, but it wasn't the right time last month. I wanted you to know that I have another group coming up. Would you be ready? Or is this a better time? And don't worry about bugging people. Like, I used to worry so much that I'd be bugging people, and that if I sent them a follow-up, I would be annoying them. But so many people have come back and said, thank you for not forgetting about me. You know, thank you for remembering. Because we all get busy, you know, we all get busy and we all forget. So never ever be afraid to follow up multiple times. You know, I'm totally guilty of checking my messages and thinking I responded and not responding, or checking my messages and completely forgetting. And I appreciate it when people follow up with me, because it helps me remember. And then the very last one is being a product of the product. And this is also super, super important. And it doesn't mean that you have to be, you know, Autumn Calabrese's bikini model. Like, it has nothing to do with how you look. It has to do with sharing what you're doing and sharing how your life has changed. And the more you can do it in a reel and a story, like a story type kind of post, the more people are going to connect with you. So the more you can just talk about, you know, how are these fitness programs changing your life? How is drinking Shakeology every day changing your life? How is being a coach changing your life? How is being in these challenge groups? How is helping people? How is, you know, this whole community of what we do, how has that impacted you? And just sharing about that every single day. And then, of course, never forgetting that you are more than a coach. You know, you have all these different things in your life that make you who you are, and you want to be sharing in those as well, because people want to see you and they want to know you. And if all you're sharing is fitness, then it's pretty one-sided, right? Because everybody has more to them than that. So don't ever lose track of who you truly are and what makes you you, and then share that. So the more that you can get really clear with you, what you stand for, what is important to you, what is exciting to you, what you love, the more that people are going to relate to you, and then the more that people are going to come to you. And it takes a while of being consistent on Facebook. I mean, I remember, or I should say any social media platform that you choose. I remember in the beginning feeling like nobody was listening, and I would share and I would share and I would share, and it would just be crickets, like nothing. But you have to just trust that people are watching. Even if they don't like your post, or they don't comment, or they don't message you, people are watching. And the more that you stay consistent, the more and more people start coming to you, and the more and more traction that your posts get. And then you can start putting out these posts, and people start commenting, and people start liking, and they start sharing. And it's an amazing thing to see the community start to grow because you stayed consistent. But I know in the beginning it can be hard, and it can feel defeating, and like, you know, nobody's listening to you and nobody sees what you're doing, and why even bother? But just stay consistent, and it will pay off for you in a huge way. And so those are the 5 things. So inviting every day, personal development, being a product of the product, adding new friends, and following up. So those are the 5 things that you want to become really good at. You want to hone your skills in those 5 areas, and then you just do it every single day, over and over and over again. And that honestly is how you grow this business. And it can seem really simplistic, but the people who have crazy success in this business are the ones who just learned how to do these. They learned how to do them well, and they just did them over and over again. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions. And unmute. Okay, do you guys have any questions?
My issue too is with the wording of things. Like I'm trying to get my Facebook page as a coach set up, and just wording. Like I have ideas in my head, but just like putting them down on paper, it's just frustrating for me. And I just have like little bits of time here and there. Anyway, it's just such a busy time right now, and everything else going on, and working and that sort of thing. And I just want, and when I do it, I just want it to be perfect. And then I look at it, I'm like, oh, it just sounds stupid, or, it doesn't come out the way that it's in my head. So and that's an issue I have now. And I know I have to like sit down and take the time, but sometimes at the end of the day where I have the time and my brain is fried by then. And so that's my biggest issue. Because I'm so excited to get it started. Like, I would love to like just start it now, but just all the work getting into it. Yeah, which is, so that's my issue now. It's just trying to get things worded properly. And
have you ever tried doing a voice recording? Like just talking into, like doing a voice to text?
Oh, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah, because I know my husband is really into personal development and writing things and stuff, and he'll say just write put all your ideas in a Word document, and then every time you have an idea, write it down, and then a day later go in and your story will eventually come together and that sort of thing. So he's been helping me a little bit with some things.
Good.
Which is really good for me because he's better with words than I am. So yeah, it's just the startup, and I just want it to be perfect. And I know nothing's perfect at the beginning.
No, and it never is, and nor should it be.
Well, for sure, and like what you say about it being like people appreciate you being casual about it. That's so true. Like everybody wants it, the simplest form, so they can figure it out and get it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that if you want to put like everything in your favor, as far as making like a really good post, I think the best thing to do is sit down and do personal development, then do your workout, and then sit down and write.
Oh, okay.
Because it's something about like you do the personal development, you get all that great stuff, but you get your head in the right place, and then you do your workout, so you're getting your blood going and all the endorphins.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting all that personal development that you've read sort of circulating in your head, and then sitting down and doing it.
So besides this book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, like what other personal development things should we start with? Like, are there...
Yeah, a really good one to start with is called The Compound Effect, and that's by Darren Hardy.
Darren Hardy.
That's a really excellent one for new coaches to start with.
Okay.
Let's see. Another one is if you have any, if you struggle with self-confidence or anything like that, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero is also an excellent book.
Okay, just give me a sec here.
What do you think, Brooke or Roxanne? Which ones have helped you guys?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm at work still.
Oh.
Hold on. I just unplugged you.
We can still.
Hey, ladies, it's Aria. Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you because this was super informational for me, and I'm just kind of taking it all in. But I hear one of my little ones up because I'm on the East Coast. So it's like 10:45 for me.
Oh no!
So I hear one of my little ones up. So I'm gonna run out of this conversation if that's okay, Alicia, and go settle everybody down before she wakes up the whole house.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for jumping on.
It's a domino effect.
Oh, totally. Yeah. You got to stop that from happening.
Thank you. Yeah, this was great. Thank you so much. I'll shoot you an email later in the week.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I really like the You Are a Badass book.
Oh, okay. And who was that by again?
It's by Jen Sincero. So Jen and then Sincero.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's an awesome book for really, I think, connecting with all your stuff that's going on here, and then really boosting your confidence and knowing that like you are here for a greater purpose and you are capable of anything, and whatever you put out into the universe or whatever you want to call the energy that's all around us, that's what it's going to come back to you. And
Okay.
it's an excellent book.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into that
Yeah.
for sure.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to add?
So are we going to do these meetings every 2 weeks, did you say?
Yeah, so every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So the next,
And
go ahead.
this time as well, like at
Yeah.
7 o'clock your time? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to start having them consistently every 2 weeks so that they're more, everybody knows what to expect. They're at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll also start having other coaches come on and talk about different subjects. So it won't always be me, but yeah. Keep things exciting.
I know, that's awesome. Well, it keeps the ideas fresh as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's always great to hear other coaches' perspectives too, and what they're doing and how they're doing it. So,
Sure. Mm.
yeah.
And how is Hammer and Chisel?
Oh my gosh, it's like my new dream workout. I adore it.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
have to order it this weekend.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun and so insane. You're like, so I can't do Shanti's craziness. Like, it's too much cardio for me, all the insanity and max 30. So this is like that level of intense, but with weight.
With weights. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's so awesome. And I like, the first workout was weights and balance moves, and I was like heart pounding, dripping, shaking after 30 minutes. Like how did that happen? But it was so awesome.
And are they like 30 minutes each video or each exercise?
They're
Oops.
like 30 to 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still a good time frame.
Yeah. Nothing too long. I'm still getting used to the other trainer, the Beast.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I don't know. I don't love him like I love Autumn, but
Oh, well, yeah, she's awesome for sure.
she's so awesome. I just love her. He's more, it takes some getting used to. But
I have a question. Would it be bad of me as a coach to stop P90X X and do Hammer and Chisel from January to March, and then when I start traveling, do the rest of P90X X, because you can do it easier traveling? Is that bad?
I don't think it's bad, but I should say I've done that before. When a new program comes out, I've totally jumped ship to do it because I'm like, I want it. I want to do it.
Because I have a challenge group going right now, and they're doing great. I just really want to do Hammer and Chisel.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. I think it's fine because
Okay,
you're
cool.
still supporting them and you're still helping them with what they're doing.
Yeah, and some of them have switched from like one P90X X to the other, so it's not like they haven't figured out a better thing that they like better.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine.
Sweet.
It's going to be so fun. I'm like, I'm not totally doing it, obviously, because my nutrition is not there right now.
Yeah, mine's not either.
I'm just doing the workouts, and then like January 4th, I'm like, okay, I'm going like all in for 2 months.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
Right before the cruise.
I know! Yeah, you all should know, your new coaches, we have our Success Club trip once a year. So if you are in Success Club every single month, you can earn a trip completely for free. Like we're going on a cruise to Jamaica this year. So when the registration opens for next year, you definitely want to be like on your computer registering right away because the trips are amazing. I'm so excited.
Holy crap, yeah.
Yeah, my girls they still talk about it. Or like they're still like, when are we going on the big boat, Mom? They're so excited. Okay, so actually I think we have less than a minute on the call. So I'm going to say thank you guys all so much for jumping on tonight. It's so great to see you and talk to you guys. And I hope you all have an awesome week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.